Ainsley, November, state of the market. How are we going? Welcome to all of our
Good.
amazing clients as well.
Yes. Hi, everybody. Yeah, spring is definitely here. There's definitely movement in the market. But let's start like we normally do and just check in with what the predictions are for the RBA meeting in December.
Yeah, so the data we're seeing looks like there's a pretty low chance of there being a rate drop, unfortunately, next month. The inflation numbers are starting to move into the 2 to 3% band, depending on whether the underlying factors are included or not. Either way, it's either in the band or it's getting close to being in the band. So hopefully that means in the new year that the rates will come down, but who would know?
Yeah, exactly. As I mentioned just a second ago, it's spring. Traditionally, the property market is peaking, I guess, with new properties coming on the market. What are we seeing?
Mm. We're seeing a lot of activity. So it
Yeah.
feels like more of a pre-pandemic spring. So first home buyers are absolutely out and about, which is great. And we're also seeing upgraders. So having a lot of clients out there that they're outgrowing their home. So the kids are just getting that bit bigger, and which is surprising people, which happens to all of us really. So,
Yeah.
so, but then what does that mean? It doesn't necessarily mean staying in the same area. And it doesn't necessarily mean spending more money, especially with the reduced borrowing capacity that's possible at the moment. So,
Yeah.
so for some people, it means just moving to maybe it's a cheaper suburb, a bit further from the city, or maybe it's one country town further away from a bigger country town. So to stick with the budget, but to still get that extra space at home.
Yeah, it's definitely been busy. First home buyers seem to be quite active at the moment as well. We're seeing a lot of those come through the business, which is so exciting. We love helping first home buyers.
Yeah. And depending on which city in Australia, makes a big difference. So the first home buyers in Melbourne, just being a real buyer's market, then yeah, we're finding people buying and buying quickly and buying well.
Yeah. And I guess when we're talking about buying, although we can talk about it with refinancing as well, but borrowing capacities have always, especially with all these rate rises over the last 2 years, have been a little bit of a sticking point with all the rate rises, but we're managing to still help people out, aren't we?
Yeah.
Because,
And often it's using different lenders depending on the situation. So if we really need that maximum borrowing capacity, then sometimes it's using a non-bank lender. So it might be a lender that someone hasn't heard of, but there are a lot of lenders out there. And obviously we're very solution focused. So sometimes it's a lender that has a slightly higher rate, but it helps people get the home that they need. And then in a couple of years' time, situation changes and maybe we can move to a different lender. So just finding a lender that will help with the dream is really important.
Yeah, exactly. And then refinancing, we do a lot of refinancing in this business. What are the trends that we're coming across?
Yeah, so refinancing, we are seeing a lot of refinancing at the moment. It just feels like a lot of people have just decided, with rates being fairly steady for a while, that they just need to do something, right? So I just think that decisions have been put on hold, and now people are like, okay, let's get that kitchen sorted, let's get that bathroom sorted. I know a client this week, they were talking about buying another home, but with the amount of stamp duty on the purchase, they've actually decided, no, we're going to do that renovation. So the refinancing, there is more than usual, but I think that's largely a bit of a build-up of people waiting for rates to drop. They haven't been dropping, and now they're like, okay, let's just get things moving.
Yeah. And not just the rates dropping, like there are some really, really competitive and strong fixed rates which are in the market at the moment as well. So that's also appealing to some people as well, that certainty.
Yeah, totally true. So depending on the setup that works for our clients can absolutely mean a big difference in which lender we use, because some of the lenders have got, very, very good fixed rates. Some don't, but depending on what works for our client could mean totally different lenders.
Yeah. Okay. I think we've covered a fair bit, but there's just one more I just want to mention or ask you about, and that's credit reports. Educating people, I guess, is an important part, and especially with me, I love to educate people. So credit reports and what we're seeing on those reports and people not knowing how that those different things that are now on credit reports are affecting them.
Yeah, and we definitely seem to be having a few more items on there than usual. When I say items, things that will affect the credit score, and I think part of that is, a lot of people are doing it tough, and cash flow is tougher than usual. So then maybe there's a late payment on a credit card or a late payment on a home loan. So I guess a couple of things that we're noting there. One is, if it's just a one-off item and it was fixed quickly, it's not usually a big issue. And then on the other hand, sometimes there are multiple issues, and it is a bigger issue, which sometimes means we need to wait 6 or 12 months, for instance, sometimes longer. Or I know with a client recently, we helped with the strategy to get something removed off the report, and then that worked. And that only delayed it by about a month, and now we're good to go. So yes, if we ever see an issue with a credit report, which we automatically run for our clients, then we will have that conversation, and whether it's education on how to improve it, or whether it's just a bit of reassurance that, hey, this is what's on there, no big deal, just give us the explanation, and we should be good to go.
Yeah. That's a great piece of information. A lot of people aren't aware that, credit reports now list a lot more than what they used to.
Yeah.
So,
yes.
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay, I think that wraps us up.
Excellent. Well, I guess until December. So thank you to our amazing clients, and reach out if you've got any questions. Thank you, Ainsley.
Absolutely. See you guys.
All right. Bye.